So something crazy just happened in the Star Wars universe that has not really happened before. Yes, we've had canceled shows and stuff before they come out, canceled movies and stuff especially, but we've never really seen things get canceled after a first season. So it says here the Acolyte canceled no season 2 for Disney Plus's Star Wars series. Exclusive. The story of the Acolyte will not continue, with Lucasfilm opting not to proceed with the second season of the Star Wars offshoot starring Amanda Stenberg, sources tell Deadline. Word of the decision comes more than a month after the 8-episode first season of the series from creator, director, executive producer, and showrunner Leslie Headland wrapped its run on Disney+. The news is not entirely surprising. The Acolyte did okay with critics with 78% on Rotten Tomatoes, but divided Star Wars fans, which was reflected in its overall viewership. The Acolyte got off to a strong start when it launched June 4th with 2 episodes generating 4.8 million views in its first day on the streamer to rank as the biggest series premiere on Disney Plus this year. The tally rose to 11.1 million views globally after 5 days of streaming. Collaborating Disney's idea, the series made its debut on Nielsen's Top 10 Originals chart in its premiere week at number 7, 488 million minutes viewed, climbing to number 6 the following week. But the Acolyte could not sustain the momentum, dropping out of the top 10 in week 3 and staying off before returning at number 10 after the release of the finale, 335 million minutes watched, believed to be the lowest for a Star Wars series finale, which that's pretty damn crazy. Like fellow global streamers Netflix and Prime Video, Disney Plus has a high viewership threshold for renewing high-end, big-budget series that cost well above $100 million per season to make, and this show was right about $180 million to make the first season. In interviews, Headland has revealed that she had pitched her ideas for a second season, sharing her hopes for a renewal. And I remember her actually talking, basically saying that they are going to work on a season 2, but she kept having to do like the hush-hush thing. But she definitely teased it. Lucasfilm's first and most successful to date Disney Plus series, The Mandalorian, is carrying on, crossing over to features with the upcoming The Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Ahsoka, the company's series that preceded The Acolyte, has been renewed for a second season, thankfully. The Acolyte was a mystery thriller that took viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. A former Padawan reunites with her Jedi Master to investigate a series of crimes, but the forces they confront are more sinister than they ever anticipated. In addition to Stenberg, the cast included Lee Jung-jae, Manny Jacinto, Jodie Turner-Smith, Daphne Keane, Rebecca Henderson, Charlie Barnett, Dean Charles Chapman, and Carrie-Anne Moss. And they still could not get it done. So, I mean, we all knew what the issue was here. The writing just was not very good for this show. And I don't really know, like, I didn't care if people liked the show. I actually traveled to Disney World in Florida, and I actually overheard people talking about enjoying the show. And they were actually upset that they were not Acolyte things to buy in the Star Wars shops, which that was interesting to me because I was not a fan of the show at all. I thought the characters were pretty boring. I don't understand how we get the quality of Andor and then we get the quality of this show in the same franchise. It just really goes to show that it's really down to the writing. And honestly, in my opinion, it comes down to the passion. If you're passionate for Star Wars, if you're actually a true fan, you want to make something that leaves its legacy on the franchise. And I know Leslie said that she wanted to do the same thing. And in some sort of case, she did. This is really the first show from Star Wars to ever get canceled after one season. I would say it kind of blows my mind that this is actually happening, but at the same time it doesn't when you understand how Disney really is. At the same time, they want to bring up shows like this. They don't really want to lose money like that. And Disney Plus is losing money. So spending $180 million on a show that ended up looking like this and playing out like it did is just not worth it. I mean, I've seen other people make fan projects that look pretty damn good. If there's one thing you could take away, it is the cool lightsaber fights here. But at the same time, it's like, let's just use that same team to make cool lightsaber fights in another well-written show. But I will say I'm a little surprised that Disney is actually going along with the effort of taking this down after one season. I mean, it's not like they can really say anything is going to be non-canon anymore because they will leave the first season up on Disney+. I would love if they would just say that this is non-canon because now we have to come up with, in our own heads, a story of what happens with the whole Plagueis and Manny Jacinto's character, Chimere. What happens with those characters later on? Like, we don't really know what Plagueis did with these characters. Even though I was annoyed that they brought Plagueis in for this, it was probably the most interesting part that was going to keep me, actually looking forward to partially season 2 to see what happens with Plagueis. I mean, if they're going to take a character like that and change him, I actually want to see what they do with him at least, because it's the first time we've seen him in live action. But yeah, the show was a failure. I think we all knew that. I mean, the Nielsen top 10 didn't even make it. Not only that, it just from conversations with friends and people around, no one really likes the show. And in my opinion, I'm glad that Disney did this. It shows that they're taking some sort of initiative to actually listen to fans. At the end of the day, like if you like the show, I'm glad for you. If you didn't like it, I'm also glad for you. I wasn't a big fan of it. I think that it was kind of a piss poor way to, leave your stain on Star Wars. Instead of leaving a legacy, she left a stain. And it's just going to be stuck here, I guess. We'll see what they decide to do next. I think they really need to just continue with the Mandalorian movie and really just go all out for that movie. And especially with the Ahsoka season 2. Let's lock in, make some good stuff here. I'm trusting Disney again because this is a huge statement from them saying, "Hey, we're gonna cancel this after one season." It's not only about money, but I think they did get some feedback from fans that really showed that they were not proud of what they made. So let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited that it's finally gone? Do you wish there was a season 2? Let me know what you think down below. May the force be with you and have a great rest of your day. See you.